I am 73 years old. I sit here today, surrounded by the quiet remnants of a long life, and I realize it took me exactly 52 years to understand the truth I'm about to share with you. Please, if you hear nothing else, hear this. Do not waste your time the way I did. Most of us live under a dangerous delusion. We treat our days like loose change, convinced that the real part of our existence is always waiting for us just around the corner. I was the king of this delusion. I spent decades as a professional waiter, waiting for the next promotion, waiting for the perfect bank balance, waiting for retirement to finally start living. Everything changed on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. I was 52. I was sitting in a high-stakes boardroom meeting, arguing about quarterly growth. I felt powerful. I felt essential. And then, in a single heartbeat, the world fractured. A crushing weight hit my chest, and the room tilted into darkness. As I lay on that cold carpet, gasping for air, a terrifying clarity washed over me. In what I thought were my final moments, I didn't care about my title. I looked at the blurred ceiling and realized I had spent my life building a monument to a man I didn't even like, while completely ignoring the only life I actually owned: the present. Success. It's a word we're taught to worship from the moment we can speak. We're told that happiness is a destination we reach only after we've climbed the right ladders, earned the right titles, and filled our bank accounts. But nobody tells you that success is a treadmill that never stops. It only speeds up until you can no longer keep pace. After my heart attack, I didn't quit immediately. I was too terrified to let go of the identity I had spent 30 years building. I went back to that same office, clutching my chest but clutching my ambition even tighter. I chased the vice president title, the corner office, the house with the iron gates. I thought I was winning the game. I'm looking at a photo now. I'm standing on a stage, holding a glass trophy for Executive of the Year. I look so proud in that moment. But what the photo doesn't show is that I missed my daughter's first piano recital to be at that ceremony. It doesn't show the cold silence at the dinner table, because I was always too busy or too exhausted to actually speak to my wife. I had all the markers of a great man, yet I was a total stranger in my own home. I was earning a fortune to provide for a family I barely knew. It took me 70 years to realize a bitter truth. Your company will have your job posting online before your obituary is even printed. They don't love you. They use you. And I willingly gave them the best years of my life in exchange for a title that means absolutely nothing to me today. If there is a devil in this world, his name is later. It is the most seductive lie we tell ourselves. It comforts us. It allows us to endure a miserable Tuesday because we have promised ourselves a magnificent someday. I'll write that book when I retire. We'll take that trip to Japan when the mortgage is paid off. I'll learn to paint when things slow down. I lived my entire adult life in the waiting room of happiness. I had a shelf in my mind where I stored all my dreams, waiting for the perfect moment to dust them off. Well, I'm here to tell you, the perfect moment never arrives. The mortgage gets paid, but then your knees give out. You finally get the time, but the people you wanted to share it with are gone. Don't fall for the trap of delayed gratification. It is a gamble with odds you cannot beat. If you want to do something, do it now. Do it imperfectly. Do it with no money. But, for God's sake, do it before your body or your mind makes the decision for you. Later is a luxury none of us can afford. When you get to the end, the ghosts that haunt you aren't the business deals you lost. They are the people you failed. The relationships you let wither because you were too busy watering your ego. The deepest scar I carry is the silence that existed between my father and me. We had a falling out years ago over something stupid. I don't even remember what it was now. Pride kept us apart. For a decade, I told myself, I'll fix it next month. I'll drive down and see him when this big project is finally over. He died on a Thursday morning. The project wasn't over. The drive was never made. That door closed forever, leaving me on the wrong side of it with a lifetime of things I wanted to say. And the hardest truth, the bitterest pill I have to swallow here in this chair's realizing that my own children probably have the exact same memory of me that I have of him. A father who was always physically present in the house, but never truly there. It took nearly dying to teach me how to live. When I came home from the hospital 21 years ago, the world looked different. The colors seemed brighter. The incessant noise of ambition in my head had finally gone silent. I realized that while I had been busy chasing more, I already had enough. I began to strip my life down to the studs. And what I found underneath decades of ego and striving were very simple truths. I learned that what truly matters is not the balance in your bank account, but the quality of the silence you can share with someone you love. It's not about collecting impressive possessions. It's about collecting moments that make your heart feel full, not just busy. I sit here now, and my greatest treasures aren't locked in a safe deposit box. They are the memories of a quiet Sunday morning breakfast, the feel of the sun on my face, or the sound of genuine laughter filling this house. These are the things that anchor a life when the storm comes. Everything else is just noise and decoration. I don't have many years left. When you reach my age, you stop looking at the horizon and you start looking at the sunset. And looking at that sun. I've realized the most tragic thing about human existence. We spend our whole lives waiting for permission to be happy. We wait for society to tell us we've achieved enough. We wait for our bank accounts to tell us we're secure enough. We wait for our bosses to tell us we're important enough. But let me tell you something from the edge of the finish line. No one is coming to give you that permission. No one is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, "Okay, you've done it. Now you can go and be the person you actually are." You have to seize that permission for yourself. Every morning, you have a choice. You can continue building someone else's dream, or you can start inhabiting your own. You can keep apologizing for your existence, or you can start honoring the miracle of it. The dash between the date you were born and the date you die on your tombstone. That little line is your entire story. Don't let it be a record of tasks completed. Let it be a record of a life truly felt. I look at these walls, these photos, these ghosts of my former selves, and I see a man who was afraid of the wrong things. I was afraid of failing in business, but I should have been afraid of failing at love. I was afraid of being broke, but I should have been afraid of being empty. So, I leave you with one final question. If you were to find yourself on that cold floor today, as I did 20 years ago, and the lights began to dim, would you be satisfied? Would you smile at the memories of the risks you took and the love you gave? Or would you be crushed by the weight of all the things you are going to do, but never did? Don't wait for the heart attack to wake you up. Wake up now. Call your parents. Hug your children. Quit the job that is killing your soul. Spend your money on memories, not things. Because, in the end, we are all just stories. Make yours a beautiful one. Before it's too late.